Hey mamas, this is Playfully Faithful Parenting, and I'm your host, Joy Wendling. I'm a seminary grad and children's and family minister turned stay-at-home mom to my 5 girls. Spiritual parenting is my calling, and it's my passion to help other mamas disciple their kids using the power of play and their own authentic daily walk with Christ. If you're a mama who wants to introduce your kids to Jesus and watch as the Holy Spirit transforms their lives, this is the place for you. I'm so glad you're here. So let's dive in and see how we can partner with God today. Hey mamas, welcome to Playfully Faithful Parenting. I'm Joy. So grateful that you are here today. Today's episode is a continuation of what I started talking about last week about sin and misbehavior and how we often ask our kids to do things that are not developmentally appropriate and they can't possibly do them, or at least do them with consistency. And then we accuse them, we consider it sin and disobedience. So I want to ask you the question today of, are you asking your kids to do things that you are not capable of doing? Are you expecting them to consistently do things that you don't consistently do? I'm thinking about, there's a Bluey episode called Muffin Cone. And Muffin, which I think is Bluey's cousin, she can't stop sucking her thumb. And so her parents put her in this cone of shame. You know, those dog cones, right? And to help her stop sucking her thumb. And the mom is over, Mom and Muffin. I haven't watched this episode in a while, but the mom and Muffin are over with Bluey and Bluey's mom. And the girls, the Muffin and them are playing, and the cone is getting in the way. And the moms are just talking, and Muffin's mom is talking about how Muffin is showing no self-control. All the while, throughout this episode, Muffin's mom proceeds to eat an entire bag of chips while she's just talking about the lack of self-control her daughter, Muffin, is showing. And yet, at the same time, Mom is not showing self-control. It's in a different way. It expresses itself, this lack of self-control expresses itself in a different way, but it is still there. And she's asking her daughter, Muffin, to not do something that helps soothe her. All the while, the mom is doing something without practicing self-control either. And so I wonder, do we model the things that we're asking of our kids? And it may play out in, you or your spouse asks you to do something. Do you do it right away, or do you do it when it's convenient for you? And do we expect something different from our kids than they see from us? Our kids see from us, and it is not about obedience to each other as spouses. It is about teamwork. And if you say you're going to do something, your spouse asks you to take out the trash. Yeah, I'm doing something. You're playing a game on your phone. And we ask our kids to do something, and they're playing, and it's not convenient for them either. And when we look at the situation for our kids, we consider it disobedience. But when we look at it for ourselves, it's an inconvenience. We'll get to it. We heard it and we'll get to it. And I just wonder, are our kids watching us and saying, oh, Mom doesn't do what Dad asks immediately. Dad doesn't do what Mom asks immediately. I don't have to either. And so this is no judgment because I'm guilty of this too. We're guilty of this in our home too. And so it's just something I've been considering, I've been thinking of, trying to be more aware of. And so that's my thing is this week. I want to keep this episode really short and sweet because that's the message I want you to think about with me this week. Am I asking my kids to do things that I am not modeling well for them? So that's it for this week. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to go watch the episode of Bluey called Muffin Cone and think about Selah. My Selah's with me. And think about the mom. Look at the mom and what is she modeling? What self-control are you practicing? And what other things are you asking your kids to do that you're not modeling? And how can you practice better modeling of whatever skills your kids are struggling with? So on behalf of God, thank you for loving and playing with your kids. And you're doing great, Mama. And we can all continue to grow together. Have a great week. Bye. Well, mamas, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me on Playfully Faithful Parenting. I'd love to keep the conversation going over on the socials. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you felt encouraged or equipped by today's show, do me a favor and leave a review. I can't wait to hear your story. Till next week, keep playing and pointing those littles to Christ.